Hari Om. Thank you very much, Pramod ji, for arranging this session or yoga. And thank you very much for the Attarde Foundation, Neha ji, Sunita ji. Regarding yoga, first we will chant. So all of you will chant Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
I am not getting your voice. Again, Hari Om.
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 Om. Chant Om.
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 Now we have more prolonged. Om. Chant. Very good, very nice. Very nice. Now we will see the yoga. First, we have to see the concept of yoga. Actually, what is yoga? Most of the people are thinking various gymnastic exercise is a yoga. But this is not like that. Otherwise, all the gymnastic people will become a yogi. But this is not like this. What is the main principle behind this yogic action? That we will see today. Then, what is the difference between the yoga and exercise actually? So that we can differentiate the yoga and exercise. And what are the benefits for the yoga and for the benefits of the exercise? That we will see the differentiation. And the first concept of the yoga, all we are seeing, most of the people are mixing it with the other exercises, the Zumba and these dynamic exercises. Not the exercises, but it's a dynamic exercises. They are mixing with this yoga. But it is not like that. First, we will try to consider, we'll try to first learn and understand the basic concept of the yoga. All we have in the computer savvy people. Everybody is handling the computer. In the computer, what is the component? There is a hard disk. There is a programming software. And the battery is providing the energy to all this hardware and software. These are three components in this. In the same way, our body is built up. What happened in the computer? At the time, the battery is providing the energy to the computer, and the hardware. In that hardware, without software, you cannot run the computer. If in the software, if you open many windows, and we are handling the computer by opening the many windows, what will happen? After that, the computer will hang. If the computer will hang and the energy from the battery will consume very fast. The same way it is happening inside our body, in our human body. Consider this hardware is our physical body. Your legs, hand, head, all this chest, abdomen, all these are hardware. What is the software? Software is our mind. And what is our battery? Just like our hardware, in the computer, our batteries are our chakras. There are 7 chakras, there are 7 batteries which are providing energy to us in daily life. They are providing the energy to our daily life, daily activities. But we are, unfortunately, we are not utilizing that energy in our day-to-day life because we are not charging that batteries in everyday life. That's why we are not using that battery or that energy. What happens if just like a computer, like the window in our day-to-day life, various stress, work, workload, every day happening in our life. And what happens? There are various thinking, thoughts are coming in your mind, and that mind will create a stress. The mind, in the mind, that thought is creating the trace, and that trace will hang our body just like a computer, and then our efficiency is going down, and our battery is also running fast, consuming the energy. And what is the last? We are exhausted. We are exhausted and tired. We are getting tired. We are getting tired. Then, what is the role of yoga in this? Inside our battery, just in our computer, we are charging the battery by doing the electricity. But what about our body? What is the device? The device in our body is the battery. What is the input for charging this of these batteries of 7 chakra? Is the yoga. Yogic action are charging our inside our battery, and which that battery are these our 7 chakra. Is a Muladhara chakra, last one, Swadhisthana chakra, Manipur chakra, Anahat chakra, Vishuddhi chakra, and Ajna chakra, Sahasrara chakra. All these chakras are providing the energy to our day-to-day life. And we are concentrating, we are focusing on this chakra by doing this yogic action, by doing the yoga sadhana, by focusing on these chakras. And accordingly, we will behave. Many times, more people are fearing by seeing the various body posture. Various posture. They are very difficult posture. They are saying and considering, now, this is not our job. This is not our lookout. This is not our cup of tea. And going back by doing this. But this is not like this. Even you can do the yoga without doing any asanas. You can do yoga without doing any pranayam. Without doing asana, without doing pranayam, you can do the yoga. You can get the benefit, the same benefit. But what is the difference then? In case of if you do asana along with your yoga sadhana, if you do pranayam along with your yoga sadhana, then you can run fast. Your yoga sadhana will be fast as per your rabbit speed. Rabbit speed. If you do not do the asanas or pranayam, if you do only sitting calm and quiet and doing the yoga sadhana, your speed will be the tortoise speed. But you will get the benefit of this yoga sadhana. You will get the benefit. In fast way, you will get for doing asana and pranayam. And in case of this, by sitting only, by doing the meditation or yoga nidra, you will also get the benefit, but the benefit will get in a slow motion, slow speed. This is the only difference. And don't fear. Don't fear about this various posture, whether it is a difficult or easy. What happened? Asana is helping for your flexibility. Asana is helping for your physical flexibility. And pranayam is helping to your mind. Calm down your mind. Stabilize your mind. Pranayam is helping to calm down your mind. And asana is helping to flexibility of your body. And what is the requirement in the yoga sadhana? There are 3 components required in the yoga sadhana. It's your body, flexible body. Why flexible body? Because you can sit at one posture for a longer duration. What is the first requirement in yoga sadhana? In a one posture, you should sit for a longer duration without any movement. Without any movement. This is the first requirement in the yoga sadhana. And when this will happen, when your body is that much flexible, then and then only you can sit in a one place for a longer duration without any movement. This is the first step. Hence, we are doing the various asanas to get the maximum flexibility and to get that much efficiency, that much effectiveness. What happened in pranayama? In the most of the cases, our mind is not stable. We have controlled that mind. We have controlled that thought process. We have controlled that thought process. That's why we are doing these breathing exercises. And it is a specific way. And that specific procedure and that specific way of breathing is called the pranayama. That we have to see of this pranayama. There is a specific technique of this pranayama. And after that, we will see the yoga nidra. The third one is a yoga nidra that everybody can do. Right from 12 years to the 60 years or 80 years, 90 years, every people can do the yoga sadhana. Without even each person can do the yoga sadhana by only sitting or by only lying down on the bed. He can also do. And don't fear by seeing what other is doing, very difficult posture. Don't consider this. Then we will start our yoga sadhana now. What is happening in the yoga sadhana? We will do first. Today, we will see the cleansing and asana part. And tomorrow, we will see the pranayama and the yoga nidra part. Yoga nidra part. First, the cleansing process. Now you understand this. What is yoga now? What is the difference between yoga and exercise? In an exercise, I am giving only one more thing. In exercise and in a yoga. In exercise, you are consuming the energy. Hands get tired. In exercise, you are consuming the energy, hence you will get tired. But in case of yoga, you are generating the energy and get enthusiasm. Where it gets from? These 7 chakras. On our 7 chakras. And in exercise, whatever existing energy we are consuming, we are not generating any energy further. But in case of yoga, we are generating continuously energy from these chakras, from these batteries. This is the difference between this yoga and exercise. Okay, you got this?
Yeah. Yes.
Please give me the response so that I can go ahead. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Now we will start the yoga sadhana. How to do that yoga sadhana? Actually, see this. This yoga sadhana we are seeing in 2 days is a capsule of yoga. What is happening in capsule of yoga? It is a multivitamin capsule. There are various vitamins in the capsule. They are giving help to our body. Just like we will see in 2 days program, there is a multivitamin. There are various action in the yoga sadhana that we have to do in a small period, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, each action. And this combining this, we will set up this program up 2 days. Okay. Now we will start first the cleansing. What is the cleansing? First, before starting our yoga sadhana, what we will do first? Our cleaning of the body. First cleaning of the body, the stomach should be empty, everything is clean. We should take the bath before doing the yoga sadhana. After taking the bath, after cleaning the outside of our body, then we will start the cleansing at the subtle level, inside, at the subtle level. Which part? That is our respiratory center, respiratory tract cleansing, then eye cleansing, then our vocal cord cleansing. All this cleansing we have to do first before starting the asanas. Okay, that we will see first. And after that, after this cleansing, the second one is the vata, that is the air. In our vata, we will see in what it is in English, I don't know, but it is the vata. It's the air inside our body. It is the air inside your body and it is harmful to our body. It is harmful to your body. If it is removed from our body, then our body becomes flexible. This air inside our body, the air, where is the presence of air? Pardon?
Joints. Joints.
In our joint, yes, in our joint, there is a air. There is a saturation of air. If this air is more and more there or saturated air, it is a hindrance for the movement of our joint. It is a hindrance for your movement. If the air is here, this is the main joint. It is also a hindrance. This is a prana shakti from moving from this part to the another part. It is a main hindrance. That we have to remove all the air. We have to remove the air from all the joints inside our body. All the joints. Finger joint, elbow joint, shoulder joint, then ankle joint, this legs finger joint. All these joints should be air free. Then and then only you will become a flexible. Then and then only you can sit for a longer time. And by doing this, again, you will again remove the various illness. Various is like rheumatism, all these vata related diseases that will be removed by doing this vata mukti. And after this second session, then we will start the asanas. There are various types of asanas, the sitting posture asanas, supine posture asanas, prone position asanas, and standing type of asanas. And after asana, we will start tomorrow. It's a pranayam. Various types of pranayam. What is actually pranayam? How to do that pranayam? What it is called pranayam? What our normal breathing is not called as a pranayam? That we will see tomorrow. And after that, there is a yoga nidra for the relaxation. Okay. Now we will start from the cleansing. First is our respiratory tract cleansing. Respiratory tract cleansing. Swasana Marga Shuddhi. It is called Swasana Marga Shuddhi, respiratory tract cleansing, nostril cleansing. That we will see the first. What is nostril cleansing? What is the air tract? Actually, this is our natural ventilator. Without food, you can live 1 month or more than 1 month. Without water, 2-3 days. But without air, not more than 5 minutes or not more than 3 minutes. Without air. Hence, air is the most important part in our life. Most important part. And what is the device of taking this air inside? Taking the oxygen inside is a totally respiratory tract. From nostril to the lungs and lungs to the nostril. This tract should be clean. Air is free for us. No tax on air. In the air, there is a lot of oxygen. No cylinder, no cylinder required. No artificial cylinder required. Ventilation is our own. That we have to clean every day. We have to clean that ventilation. For that purpose, just cleansing of this ventilation, we have to do the Kapalbhati. Kapalbhati is the main instrument to clean this, the respiratory tract. What to do? How we can do this Kapalbhati? It is a forceful in exhalation, and passive inhalation. Forceful exhalation like this. It is forceful exhalation. We are giving stroke to the abdomen. The belly become inside. and the air coming out. Again, we will lose this abdomen. The air automatically coming inside and giving you the multiple stroke. Like this. This is the respiratory tract cleansing. We have to clean this respiratory tract. What is happening in this? What is happening in this? The oxygen intake is more and more. More and more oxygen intake. Hence the concentration of oxygen more and more in the blood. And after finishing this Kapalbhati, if you see after come down, you do not require to breathe for some time. You do not require to breathe for some time after finishing the Kapalbhati. Why? Because a lot of oxygen concentration is
Hello. I think you're frozen.
Hello, Sauravi, you can open the video and show me how to do that Kapalbhati. We have a long way to go. Kapalbhati, then Tratak, then chanting of Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Can you show me anybody how to do the Kapalbhati? By opening the video. Hand in Drona Mudra. Very comfortable posture. Can you show? Like this. First exhale out, then inhale and start stroke. After finishing, you close your eyes and see that experience your breathing rate is slow down, almost stop. If you experience this, then only consider you are doing in the right way. If you tired, if you feel not comfortable, then consider you are not doing in a proper way. This is the main confirmatory test after doing this. Please remember this. Immediately you can realize whether you are doing correct or not. After Kapalbhati, you will feel very fresh, very fresh. Or your face will be glow. If you doing regularly the Kapalbhati. You have to experience the breathing rate is slow down, almost stop after doing the Kapalbhati. Okay. Nobody is giving me the response.
I think everyone is on mute. Otherwise, it will be too much confusion if everyone start talking.
Yeah. We are on mute.
So,
When I am asking you something, then you can unmute and then again you mute. Because you should understand this first. You understood this concept?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Huh? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Then you can do the Kapalbhati regularly.
Yes.
Okay. Now the next part we will proceed further. Second one, after doing Kapalbhati, how this is a prana dharana. What is prana dharana? Inside our body, our heart is beating continuously and flowing energy, flowing blood all over the body, all over the body. That we have to realize that beat is a prana dharana. After Kapalbhati, how we can realize this? How we can realize this? Hand in Jnana Mudra. This index finger and thumb. Index finger and thumb touches together. Touches at the tip. Slightly press and keep on your knee. Like this. Keep on your knee. And close your eyes. And experience there is a prana spanda, hridaya spanda, heartbeat at the tip of your finger. At the tip of your finger, you will feel the heartbeat. You will experience the heartbeat. You listening the heartbeat. For some time, it is called the prana dharana. This process you have to do after Kapalbhati. After experiencing the Kumbha.
what is Kumbhak?
Kumbha is the stoppage of our breath. For some time our breath is stopped. And that period is called the Kumbha. When we hold our breath inside for some time, that time of holding of the breath is called the Kumbha. You got this?
Yeah.
Okay. Then the prana dharana. Index finger, thumb touches at the tip. Slightly press and experience the prana spanda. Experience the heartbeat. There. Experience this. After prana spanda, after experience this heartbeat, we have to do the Tratak. The next one is a Tratak. What is Tratak? Focusing one point for some time. Focusing one point for some time. Is a Tratak. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. What is Tratak? With open eyes, try to focus one point without blinking the eyelid. Without blinking the eyelid, focus one point.
Oh my God.
Your thought process is stopped for some time. If you focus one point, your thought process will calm down or almost stop. It is called Bahir Tratak. When you focus in open eyes, it is called Bahirtratak. Bahirtratak for your eye cleansing. This is the eye cleansing process. Continue focusing on one point. Without blinking the eyelid. After some time, your eyes get tired or teared. Then close your eyelid. Slowly close your eyelid and try to see this focus, that point on your eyebrow center. Eyebrow center, when we are putting tikliya or tila. The same image you should visualize there. It is Antartratak. Antartratak is for Chitta Shuddhi, Mana Shuddhi. Antartratak is for your Mana Shuddhi, Chitta Shuddhi. And opening eyes is for your Netra Shuddhi. Hari Om. Now we will go ahead. First, respiratory tract cleansing. Second one, Netra Shuddhi, Mana Shuddhi. Now third one is our vocal cord cleansing. Vacha Shuddhi, vocal cord cleansing. For this vocal cord cleansing, we have to chant Omkar at 4 different levels. What will happen? It cleansing our entire body at subtle level. At subtle level, it is a cleansing our entire body. By chanting our 4 Omkar. Then how to chant this Omkar is the most important part here. How to chant. The first chanting is very high speech. First chanting is very high speech. The proportion of O, there are 2 words, O and M. There are 2 words, O and M. O, the proportion of O is maximum, almost 80%, and M is very minimum, that is 20%, 10-20%. O maximum, M minimum. That we have to chant in high speech. What will happen? We will get the vibration of this. We will get the vibration of this from navel region to the toes. We have to experience this vibration from navel region to the toes. First, I will show this chanting, how to chant this first. In comfortable posture, sitting posture, and in Jnana Mudra, index finger and thumb touches together at the tip. I will first exhale out. Inhale deeply. First O 80%, 20%, and chanting in the high speed. All of you will do. And experience from navel region to the toes. Now take a comfortable posture. Or we have to chant. Exhale out. Inhale deeply. And chant. Very nice, very good. Close your eyes, remains closed and experience the vibration at navel region to the toes. It's very micro level. Every day practicing, then you will realize, not the first day. And very beautiful experience you will get. Now, this is the first chanting. Second chanting, at very low level, at very middle level. Middle level. The proportion is 50-50. O 50 and Mo 50, equal level. And speech is at middle speech. And feel the vibration. You will get the vibration between navel region to the neck. Navel region to the neck. Now I will show first. First exhale out. Inhale. Exhale out first, completely. Inhale deeply. And chant.
Oh.
After finishing, eyes remains closed and experience the vibration, inner awareness. Third vibration, third chanting. Third chanting. Try to understand. Third chanting. Proportion of O is 20%, very low. And Mo is long, prolonged Mo. Very long Mo. Okay. And the speech is at very low level. And where is the vibration? Vibration in your head, in your brain, head, entire head part. I will show first. Exhale out. Inhale deeply. Experience the vibration, inner awareness. do all. Hand remains in Jnana Mudra. Exhale out first. Inhale deeply and chant.
Oh.
Inner awareness, eyes remains closed. Feel the vibration at head level. For chanting, open the eyes for chanting. No, eyes remains closed. For chanting is a mental chanting. For chanting is a mental chanting. No voice. Mouth remains closed. Chanting in mind is called mental chanting. No proportion. Feel the vibration all over the body. I will show first. Then we will do repeat. Exhale out. Inhale. And chant in mind. Inner awareness. Experience the vibration. Now repeat. We will repeat all. Exhale out first. Inhale deeply. And chanting in mind Om. Hari Om. Now cleansing part is over. We have to follow first, starting the yoga sadhana, it is a cleansing part. The first part, our external cleaning by bath. Second part at subtle level, this is the respiratory cleansing, eye cleansing, and then vocal cord cleansing, and entire body cleansing. This is the cleansing part at subtle level. Now, we will chant the prarthana, we will chant the prayer to the Om. We will chant prayer to the Om. Hand in Namaskar Mudra. Chant, follow me. Omkaram Bindu Sayuktam.
Omkaram Bindu Sanyuktam
Nityam Jayanti Yoginaha.
Nityam
Jayanti Yoginaha
Kamadam Mokshadam Chaiva.
Kamadam Mokshadam Shaiva
Omkaraya Namo Namaha.
Omkaraya Namo Namah.
Both the hand up like this and come from the waist. नीचे आना है. Stay here for few seconds. Namana Mudra. Come up. Bring hand down. Warm up. And give energy to your eyes. Bring down. Open the eyes and see the Om. Hari.
Hari
We
Om.
have finished. This is the part 1. You follow this part 1. What is the objective of this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It is a cleansing. We are making our body for the yoga sadhana. We are preparing our body for the yoga sadhana. We are preparing our device for the further programming. This is the first stage. Now, next is the loosening exercises for Vata Mukti, air-free joint. For air-free joint. And why air-free joint is required? More flexibility. More and more flexibility. More and more flexibility. The flexible people can sit at one place for a longer duration without movement. Non-flexible man cannot sit for longer duration. Non-flexible. And what is the requirement of in yoga sadhana? Is first, you have to sit for a longer duration at one place without movement. This is the first requirement. And we have to prepare for that. We have to do our body flexible. And for flexible, we'll do the loosening exercises. Can you watch me?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, okay, sit like this. Both the legs apart, both the legs straight, both the hand behind your body. Like this. Now do along with me. Now our legs finger forward, backward. We'll start the loosening from our legs finger forward, backward. Do this. Air-free joint. Now, after 6-7 times, we'll do ankle joint. Forward your toes and take back. Forward, back. Ankle joint. Both the legs should be together. Full round, clockwise. From the ankle joint. Clockwise. Anti-clockwise. Stop some time. Now, we will go into the knee joint. Support under the knee. Bring your leg, toes near your seat and again straight. Knee joint. 5 to 6 times. Now lift your leg up, supporting under the knee, up and down. Do as per your capacity. Yatha Shakti. Slow movement. No dynamism. Pull round clockwise. Anti-clockwise. Put your leg on right thigh and rotate the foot. Reverse. Support above the ankle and jerk. Gently jerking. Next, now hip joint. Hip joint. Support the toes. One hand on your knee and horizontal. Only movement from the hip. From the hip only. Movement from the hip. No body movement. No body movement. Entire body should be stable. Only movement of your leg. It is a hip joint. Now, pull your leg towards the thigh and then vertical. Your entire body should be stable. Only movement of your hip, legs up, down, knee up, down, up, down. Straight your legs, close your eyes. And experience. Compare your both the legs. You feel your right leg is very light. Left is very heavy. This is the difference. See the difference. Your right legs, you feel very light and left very heavy. And this is only due to releasing the air. Vata Mukti, air free joint. Immediate experience. Now, the same way we will do for the left leg also. Close the legs. Support under knee of left leg. Bring the toes near the seat and straight. 5 to 6 times. Support under the knee. Lift up and down. Move clockwise. Anti-clockwise. Put the leg on your right thigh. Right hand on toes. Left hand on the knees. And rotate the foot from the ankle joint. Reverse. Support above the ankle joint and jerk, gently jerking. Off. Support the toes in the knee, horizontal. Body should be stable. Only movement from the hip. Bring the legs near the thigh, then vertical. Straight your leg, close your eyes, and now experience both the legs are light. Relax. All your below the waist part is relaxed. Both the legs are relaxed. Experience this. Now both the legs is over. Joint in legs are over. All are flexible now. Now, we will forward to our hand. Both the hand is straight. Close the finger from the joint and again open. close and open. Bend from the joint and open. 5 to 6 times. Close the finger. Then we will do the wrist. Palm up, down. In, out. Try to move from the wrist joint. Hand should be straight. Now, close your finger and move from the wrist. Reverse. Both the leg, both the hand, palm facing toward the sky. Finger straight. Now bend the elbow. Put your hand on the shoulder and straight. Elbow joint. Both the hand on your shoulder, close the elbow and move from the shoulder, from front to back. Back to front. Stop and relax for few seconds. Experience the relaxation at our both the hand, both the shoulder. You feel very relaxed and light.
We have 20 minutes, so we need to move little fast.
Okay. Now we'll do, now after legs, now hand, now we will proceed for the Merudanda. It is a vertebral column that is from brain to the spine. That we have to do. In this brain, this spine, vertebral column, we will stretch, and at a time we will twist, twisting and stretching, and again bending. All three action in one. That we will do. That is called Merudanda Vakrasana. Both the legs together. Both the legs, close the legs. Both the hand beside your body. Take this posture. Right leg. Put your left thigh. Hand on your left thigh. Bend from your waist and try to catch your legs finger. And after that, on the same direction, go back and put your head on the ground. Repeat this process. Now, this we will do on the another side. Another side. Now, right leg straight and left leg touching to the right thigh. Both the hand on the right thigh, catching the legs and going back. Repeat. And relax for few seconds. Experience the relaxation at your back. Complete back part is relaxed. Stretching, twisting and bending. All three actions all in one. Stretching, twisting and bending. All 33 vertebrae get stretched and twisted. Now we will go forward. The last bone, the last vertebral column, that is the spine, Makal or this Makal spine. We have to do the Nauka Chalan. Both the legs together, both the hands beside your body, both the hands straight. Take up. First go back. And then forward, then backward. This is for your spine. Makal. Reverse. Relax. Focus in your chest. The last bone. Spine.
Neck.
For this Chakki Chalan, both the legs apart, put the hands straight. Then right side, back side, left side, then again front. 3 to 4 times. Continue. Hand and leg should be straight. Reverse. relax. Like Shan Vishranti, relax for some time and experience there. All your pelvic girdle is relaxed. Coming to the again hip joint. For this hip joint, we have to do the butterfly. Both the legs together. Grip your hand on both the legs, toes, both the toes, and slowly bring your knees up and down towards the ground. Again up, down, up, down, up. This is for your hip joint. Down. Now dynamic. Relax. The entire body below the neck is flexible. Like now there is a now cervical vertebra. 7 cervical vertebra in the neck. Usually we are suffering from the spondylitis, cervical spondylitis, and it is due to only the cervical vertebra. Yet we have to move that. Sit straight. Move your face towards right side and left side. Right, left. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Continue. Up, down. Breathe out, breathe in. Breathe out, breathe in. Tilting. Full round clockwise. Anti-clockwise. And relax. For a few seconds, focus in your neck and feel the relaxation, lightness at neck region. Now move to the eyes. Relaxation of our eyes, eyeball, and the muscle and nerves behind the eyeball. Both the hands parallel to the ground. Straight your neck. Only move your eyeball. See the right thumb, then left, right, left, right, left. Up, down. Pull round. Anti-clockwise. And relax. Close your eyes and relax.
Ten minutes.
Okay. Now few asanas we will see today. What is asanas? These are the different posture. It is a sitting posture. The first asana we will see the Vajrasana. Now we have finished this loosening exercises. Vata Mukti. Now more and more our body is flexible now for doing the asanas. Now we are comfortable for all the asanas. And we will start the asana. The first asana, evergreen asana is Vajrasana. Both the legs apart. Both the hand behind your body. This is the Vishranti Avastha, comfortable position. Relaxation position. Now Vajrasana. Take both the leg together. Both the hand beside your body. Take your right leg under the seat. If you are balancing on your leg, take left leg under the seat. Your hips should be apart and the thumb up is closed. Legs thumb are closed and heels are apart. And your seat is mounted in between the heel. Both the hand on the thigh, backbone straight, eyes closed, and focus on your breathing. Focus on your breathing. On the next, from this we will do one mudra that is called Yoga Mudra. We will proceed for the Yoga Mudra. From this next, from Vajrasana to the Yoga Mudra, take your left hand back, then right hand back. Hold your left hand at the wrist. Pull towards head. Back straight. Neck straight. Now, next, inhale. And by exhaling, bend down from the hip. Bend down from the hip. Your neck and chest should be straight. After finishing the hip, then lose your head, chest, and shoulder towards the ground. Breathing normal. Coming up, first your neck should be straight, then shoulder and chest, and come up from the hip. Eyes remains closed. Put your hand on the thigh. Eyes keep remains your eyes keep closed. Experience the feedback of this mudra. At your eyebrow center, you will feel something and experience that. At the Ajna Chakra, eyebrow center, Ajna Chakra. The same mudra we will do from the front side. Close your finger. It is a fist. Put this backward portion of your fist near the navel region. Navel. Again, your back straight, neck straight. Inhale. And by exhaling, coming down from the hip. The pressure is increasing in the abdomen. Now, lose your shoulder, head, neck towards the ground. Breathing normal. Coming back, neck straight, shoulder straight, then come up. Keep the hand in your thigh, eyes remains closed. Focus on your eyebrow center. Experience the feedback there. Experience is most important after asanas. Please remember. It is just like a prasad in the mandi. Next asana, we will do the Majarasana. Stand on both the knees. Take the distance between the knees. Put your elbow near the knee. And straight your hand. Your neck and back in the straight line. Step number 1, your back should go down.
looks like is frozen. I think we'll repeat this tomorrow because Supesar camera looks like frozen. Internet. So Supesar will start tomorrow again. This from Manjarasan. Your internet was frozen. So quickly to recap, I think I'll do a quick recap here for today's session. Yoga has to be done in a sequence. There are total 8 sequence steps. The first one is cleansing. Second is loosening. Third is a Baitak Sthiti Asana. Fourth is a Shayanasana, sleeping position asana. Then fifth is Makarasana. Sixth is standing position asana. Seventh is a pranayam. And eighth is a yoga nidra. So to get the best results of your daily yogasana or yoga practice, you make sure that every single day you do the 8 steps. You should not change the sequence. Your sequence must start as a cleansing, loosening, and then Baitak Sthiti, Shayan Sthiti, Makarasana, standing position, pranayam, and then yoga mudra. Every day we can keep changing asana positions. Like today we might do Manjarasana, tomorrow might do Vajrasana or something else. But this process has to be done on a same sequence, at least a 1 hour program, a 1 hour practice every day, which we will start from 4th of January every day morning, 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. We'll perform all these 8 sequences every single day. Whatever we missed today, whatever is remaining, that will be covered tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll little bit speed up because we'll have to cover one or two asana in Baitak Sthiti, 1 or 2 asana in Shayan Sthiti, 1 or 2 asana in Makarasana position, and 1 or 2 asana in standing position, and then pranayam also. So tomorrow we'll join again at the same 9 a.m. Eastern time. We'll do it till 10:30 or 10:45. Is it correct, Supesar?
Yes, sir. Tomorrow we'll continue. Today is a Jatta Jayanti, na?
Yeah.
Yes, some noise is there.
That's fine.
भजन कीर्तन चालू है.
हाँ, ठीक है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं.
Okay, कोई बात नहीं.
कोई बात नहीं.
But tomorrow we'll continue this. Again, asanas, some asanas, supine position, there are different types of asana, then pranayam, and we will do the yoga nidra tomorrow.
Okay. And one more note is myself, Neha, and Rajesh, 3 of us are also the certified yoga teacher. So those who have questions or doubt locally, they can call me or call any one of 3 of us, and we can clarify your doubt in in a daytime or any other time. अगर किसी को कुछ क्वेश्चन है किसी पोस्चर के बारे में या बेनिफिट के बारे में या एग्जैक्ट कैसे करना है, we can guide you on that.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
yes.
can post a question in the group also. I think group is open to discuss, right?
Yeah. All right. So let's connect tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Okay.